The dropship rattled as we entered the atmosphere of planet TX 425. Through the small viewports, the surface was visible. Dusty red plains and jagged mountains stretching to the horizon. This planet was rich in uranium, a crucial strategic resource for the war effort against the Krax Empire. The native Texorians had mined it for centuries before the Kreks invaded and enslaved them. Now it was up to my Marine platoon to retake the planet. I checked the ammo feed on my Mac. 12 plasma rifle as the dropship descended. The 30 other Marines in the cramped troop bay did the same. The atmosphere tense. Our HUDs displayed telemetry. We were heading for a large uranium mine, where a Krax garrison had dug in. Resistance was expected to be fierce. The mine itself was valuable, but taking it would also be a huge symbolic victory that could spark further uprisings across the planet. The dropship's rear ramp lowered with a hydraulic hiss. Dust and smoke swirled outside. The Marines rose, weapons ready, and I bellowed, "Go, go, go, go!" We surged out into the chaos of battle. The cracking of Krax slug throwers filled the air. I saw a Marine to my left take a round straight through the visor, collapsing instantly. We fanned out, taking cover behind mine equipment and rocky outcrops as we returned fire. The Kreks were 7-foot-tall reptilians, their overlapping red scales making them easily identifiable. They moved fast despite their size, bounding between cover points. "Suppressing fire," I yelled, and my squad rained plasma bolts toward the Kreks trenches. The superheated plasma boiled away rock and dirt on impact. Under this cover, another Marine squad was able to advance closer, while our shoulder-mounted missile launchers pounded the mine's outer walls. A breach opened up. "Breaching positions," I shouted. My HUD marked the route in, straight through the outer wall. We rushed the breach, plasma rifles blazing. 2 reptilian forms fell, then another. One loomed in a doorway, raising its slug thrower before a 3-round plasma cooked it inside its armor. I dove and rolled inside the shelter of the corridor beyond. A swarm of shots from the other Marines flew over my head and cut down the next wave of defenders. We pressed through the carved rock tunnels, encountering fanatical resistance. But the Kreks were no match for motivated human Marines' power. Armored and backed up by heavy weapons and dropship air support, we pushed them back through the central mine complex and towards the main shaft elevator. Intel told us there was an entire underground Kreks base below, housing thousands more troops and the enslaved Texorian miners. "Fire in the hole," came a cry. A thunderous crump echoed through the tunnels as a Marine demo charge collapsed a hallway full of Krax warriors. We were getting closer. The elevator shaft loomed ahead, a massive cylinder disappearing into the depths. Too vital to destroy, we had to take it. I could hear the echoes of gunfire filtering up. They knew we were coming. I primed a plasma grenade and nodded to the Marines behind me. The doors slid open and I hurled the grenade down the shaft. Screams and hisses sounded as it exploded. We rushed out, raining fire on the elevator cabin below. 24 Kreks troops occupied it, clustered together as they tried to climb up. They didn't stand a chance under our barrage. The walls sizzled as superheated bolts burned into them. Then, the lift controls erupted in a shower of sparks, and the platform dropped, plunging back down the shaft with its occupants' shrieks fading away. "Rig descent lines," I said. The Marines moved with precision, firing magnetic anchor lines over the elevator shaft and attaching robotic descent winches. Tests confirmed solid contact all around. I slung my rifle and stepped over the edge, rappelling down into the steamy smoke rising from below. The others followed close behind. As we descended, the first scents off glowing orange, the fire still raging far below where the elevator wreckage lay. The smoke darkened. Suddenly, shapes appeared below me. Slug rounds whizzed by my head, and I twisted, weaponless but with another weapon, my armored form. I controlled my descent with one hand, grabbing a Kreks trooper with the other and hurling him off his perch. His wailing faded away into the depths. More slugs pinged off my armor, and my HUD flashed damage alerts. But my strength and protection held. From above came the thunder of my fellow Marines, blasting away at the ambush positions with one hand. While descending, the Krex warriors fell away under the barrage. With a metallic crunch, I landed on the mangled elevator remains. Lethal radiation from the destroyed lift engine washed over me, but my suit held. I grabbed my rifle off my back and switched vision modes, the smoke and steam turning into transparent wisps across my HUD. The enormous cavern beyond was filled with Krex troop formations, bound lines of Texorian slaves, and mining vehicles. Too many civilians in harm's way. This would have to be precise. The other Marines touched down alongside me. Without a word, we moved as one out of that wrecked lift. The crack and whine of slug throwers came at us through the smoke. The chatter of our plasma rifles responded, amplified and focused by our helmet speakers into roars of fury. We were instruments of humanity's righteous anger at what had been done here. There was nowhere for the Krex to hide anymore. This planet would be free.